Hi, my name is Troy Leatherwood, and we're sitting on the front porch of our home, which is located in Waynesville, North Carolina, which is located 30 miles west of Asheville. What Angie just showed you was a view of our farm, which has been in the family, some of it since the 1700s. My grandparents were born and raised here, and I always remember what my grandmother said. They lived right across my shoulder over here at the barns in our old house when the first Depression hit. And she always said, you boys be careful, be ready, because another depression will hit in your lifetime. And what she said is the rich figure out how to steal the money and it gets gone. And if you look at what's happened in today's economy worldwide, that's what's happened. The money's gotten gone. So she always said that during the first Depression, they were so poor they didn't even know it hit. She said they might have gone to town once a month, maybe once every 2 months. And she said the problem is, and the problem will be, when the first Depression hit, 98% of the population of the United States was rural. Everybody lived on the farm, might have had a little job in the city, but they lived on the farm. She said when the second Depression hit, that number will be backwards. She said it might not be 98%, but it'll be a high percentage. And she always said you'll see killing in the streets for food. She always said that. Right now, 83% of the population of the United States lives in the cities of the suburbs. That's 250 million people that live in the cities and suburbs. So what she was saying is actually coming true. People depend on grocery stores and convenience of life and have pretty much lost life skills. I was working at a Boston Mountain Preserve in October of '09, and I was on the news one day and saw a thing that said people are getting ready. So I didn't know what they were getting ready for, so I clicked on it. And what I found was actually the first blog I ever read is called Survival Blog. And I got interested in it and started reading it every day, and I still try to read it every day. And it's pretty much the way we grew up here in the mountains. It was hunting and fishing and canning and livestock and farming and gardening and stuff. So I started reading it every day. At that point in time, they were getting 112,000 unique hits per week. If you go on today, they're getting over 300,000 unique hits a week, which that shows me the rise in people's concerns about where the nation's going, about how to take care of themselves. They're going on the blog to try to figure out how to take care of themselves. So that sparked another thing Granny always said during the Depression, a lot of people lost everything they had, but there were people that did well during the Depression. So I started thinking, what can I do to do that? So what we started doing is we started building underground bunkers, and I can't actually video an inside of a bunker because the people I've asked to do that don't want it shown. They're afraid of different things. I don't know. They want it. They don't want it shown. So to respect their confidentiality, they don't do that. But I do have pictures of a bunker that I just completed. And I want to show those pictures. I'll just go through and show you step by step how I did it. So, Angie will walk over here. You zoom in right there. What we have here is a home. It's a 9,000 square foot log home back on almost the top of a mountain here in Haywood County. This gentleman actually wanted a 30 by 30 bunker. And we couldn't do that because there was a huge bank coming down on this side right here. So what we had to do was actually we just started to cut the hole as big as it could go, and we built the bunker to fit the hole. As you'll notice, we had to use small machinery because we were constrained by size here. So we actually had to remove the dirt to this excavator, and haul all the dirt out and then haul it all back in. This is pretty unique right here. I actually cut under his foundation, under his porch right here, back to his foundation. We took a saw and we cut a door in right here. Now to access, and I'll show you in just a minute, now to access this bunker, you go through a linen closet and a guest bathroom downstairs, so nobody ever knows this bunker's here. This just shows the footers and how we got it dug out, ready to pour. This shows how we framed our walls up. If you'll notice, I'll show you right here, these are 10-inch poured concrete walls. I use 4,000-pound concrete. I tied 5/8 rebar vertically and horizontally. I think these are 16-inch on center. I can't remember. If you'll notice, this bunker right here is plumbed. It has kitchen, bathroom, toilet, shower in it. pretty much all the conveniences at home. I put 12 vent tubes in it. I disguised them under the deck. I disguised them in a railroad tie wall I built, and I disguised them in a flower bed I built. This shows right here the bunker, the shell, part complete. This right here is the doorway going into his house, and right here is an emergency exit right here. This worked out really well because where it came out, he had an existing railroad tie wall there. So what I did was brought the railroad tie wall on up, level with the ground level, and it so happened that he had a deck coming down, steps coming down to a landing. So I cut out under the landing with my chainsaw to make an exit door right here. So if something ever happens, he has two ways in and out of this bunker. Right here shows you how strong I build. These are 18-inch I-beams, 6 foot on center. It's overkill, but this guy parks his four-wheel drive Dodge Dually on this thing every night, and I don't have to worry about it. If you'll notice where I brought back here, I brought all my rebar up 4 feet above the top of the bunker. So what I do is I turn it all back and tie it all into a grid on top of it. So what it does, the whole thing's tied together like a shell. Right here shows his hallway going back up under his porch to his house. This is all covered in dirt and gravel, landscaped, you never know it's there. Right here is actually when we started covering it back up. You'll notice there's actually snow on the ground this past winter time. And this shows the first snowfall on the bunker. This particular piece of property has a huge spring right around this corner right here, so we captured all that water and ran it to a holding tank, and then ran it downhill to what's called a ram pump. A ram pump, I've never seen one before, but they're probably one of the brightest inventions ever. This pump pumps 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no electricity, no gasoline, no outside energy source. It uses the pressure of the water to fill, and we went up above the bunker, put a 1,700 gallon tank in above the bunker. So we're pumping almost 3/4 of a gallon of water per minute to this bunker. We fill 1,700 gallons up in less than 2 days. So that's his fresh water source to the bunker. Plus he has a 2-inch line. We ran a 2-inch line from the tank back down to his house and put a fire hydrant in. So if he ever has a fire, he's got 1,700 gallons of water to use for fire protection. This actually shows, remember I told you about the door going into it. This is the linen closet of the guest bathroom downstairs. It's disguised. The shelves flip up, and then another wall swings out of the way, leading into a 1-inch plate steel door. I put 2 1-inch plate steel doors in this bunker. That's what the customer wanted. It's got vault locks on it, so it's pretty much impenetrable. It's got 2 of those. It's hinged 4 on each side. This actually shows the stages of getting, the final stages of it. This is all of his food that he has stored. Well, it's not all of it. He's actually got enough food for 10 people for 3 years. This is just one bank of food that he's got. It's all Mountain House food. This shows where his kitchen's going in, his sink, and all of his appliances will sit right down through here. We're putting in propane, so he'll have heat, he'll have cooktop, he'll have water heater, he'll have a refrigerator. All run off propane. We're always also putting in solar, which the whole house will be off grid, plus the bunker will be off grid. So if something happens, he still has power. It's a battery backup. It's a battery pack solar system. So even if the grid goes down, he still has power. This shows his bunks. He's got 9 bunk beds right here. Since this photo was taken, he's actually got the mattress and the beds are made up, so it looks just like home. This is the other wall right here, showing all his dry goods, all his toilet paper, his rice, beans, and right here is just a view over top. This will be their dining room table. This is a view over top, showing, looking back at the kitchen and where his all his canned goods are. This bunker ended up being a 21 by 26 foot bunker, and that's all we could get in there. I wish I could do a video of the bunker, and I just can't do that right now. We also have another company that's called Bug Out Realty and Construction. My wife wanted to kill me because the name of it, my daughter thought it was a cute name because Bug out's the word that all these people use. You got a bug out bag, a bug out vehicle, a bug out location. So in my mind, if I got something that says Bug Out Realty and Construction, if people come into town and see my card or see an advertisement in the paper and they are looking for a retreat piece of property here in Western North Carolina, they're going to call me. They're not going to call XYZ Realty. So what we do is we offer a turnkey service. We can find the property. I've got my real estate license in North Carolina. I can find the property. I can sell them the property. I can do a complete turnkey retreat down to the toothbrush, the toilet paper, the whatever they need. 3 or 4 years worth of firewood stocked up, whatever the customer wants. If they want their garden bed started, if they want whatever, we can do that. I think since the shows Extreme Preppers or Doomsday Preppers has been on, plus the Bunker Show's been on, I think more people are becoming aware of this, but I think there's a need out there for people to have a one guy to go to. I'm sure there are people in Atlanta right now saying, honey, you've got some place to go to, don't you? And the answer is no, they don't even know where to get started. So what this service will do and what this business will do is help those people be able to take that first step and lead them all the way through it. They don't have to be around. They can show up when it hits the fan. All they got to do is get here. So that's what we do, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you to my wife right here for videoing it and putting up with me and not smiling when I got started, letting me get down this road. So thank you, and look forward to working with you. Thanks, bye.